Good afternoon. My name is Luc De Heijn. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer for Mercator, replacing Geert Koensel. I'm very happy to be here on stage with big names like Cyclomedia and Autodesk, but I think that Mercator is quite unknown for a lot of you. We strive to have operational excellence for the telecom and utility network operators through the power of a digital twin. And in my presentation, I will quickly highlight where we come from and what we mean with that digital twin, and also with operational excellence. We were founded in 2008, where we are focused about geospatial services. We were helping the telecom and utility network operators with the GIS systems, integrations, and so on. But we quickly noticed that many of the applications are aging, are not fit for the needs of today. And so in 2011, we started developing our own software from our hub in Brussels. In 2019, we also had added some capacity in Spain. And we also noticed that many of our customers don't only need the geospatial services or the geospatial software, but they were missing one key component, and which is the data. And so we had the opportunity also last year to acquire the leading data provider in Belgium, geospatial data provider, which was GIM. And together we offer the SDS toolkit, software, data, and services. So what is a digital twin? And when we discussed this topic with Alessandro, I showed him one of the images that clarified why are we in this market. And it's the ostrich. We do not have a data quality issue. When we go to our customers, many of the high-level people in the room will say, indeed, we do not have that issue. For us, the data is good enough. Everyone is responsible for good data quality. But you all know what happens when everyone is responsible. Yeah, then no one is responsible. And so how can you elevate data quality? Because for many of the users, they are using the system, the inventory, to do the day-to-day operations, selling new connections, for example, or restoring network connectivity. But when your data is not correct, you lose a lot of time, precious time, and that's all because of this bad data quality. So what is good data quality? How do we get there? The power of a digital twin. I heard my colleague say it needs to be accurate data, and indeed, data needs to be accurate, but for us, it also needs to be complete. In a telecommunication network, it's not only just the fibers and the cables and the ducts and the trenches, which are all underground and invisible by the cars of Cyclomedia. It's a passive infrastructure, it's an active infrastructure. The data not only needs to be accurate, also complete, and lastly, up to date. What happens when you have accurate and complete data, but it's of a year ago, then in the end, your day-to-day operations will still be blocked by a lot of issues. So we try to have that 3 parameters into our definition of a digital twin. How do you get there? Well, for us, we need to have real-time data, real-time feedback from the network. So we feed a digital model to elevate data quality or to detect data quality issues. And doing that real-time feedback loop will really elevate the quality so it can be used in the day-to-day operations. And I have a few slides that are the most boring representation of a digital twin. For example, this one. On the left, you can see Ireland, and you see the cities and how every city is interconnected using active equipment for the telecommunication network. It seems a very stupid image, but this data is generated by the network. It's network-generated data. We probe the network. We ask each and every device, who are you? They respond. They say, who are they connected to? We rebuild the active model. We fit it to the physical network inventory, and that creates the accuracy, complete, and up-to-date information of the network. And this kind of data, while it's very boring, it's not sexy, it's not 3D at all, it really drives the operational excellence for the engineers. The same data can also be structured in another way. This is just the logical representation of a network, but just the fact that this data is accurate, complete, and up-to-date really makes it useful. And so for us, a digital twin, of course, is that digital copy of physical reality. Of course, you should be able to use it to simulate behavior, in our case, network behavior, what happens if you cut a cable. But more importantly, it needs you can use it in the day-to-day operations because the data is up to date. And that's for us the key factor. And that maybe was also a question for my colleagues as well, is on that definition side, like this accuracy, complete and up to date, and how your organizations are working with that. Thank you.